What's up, guys? We are back from our 1 day off traveling, and we're going to break down the full MLB slate here on Saturday, June 28th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock, my pick that regardless of price, I think has the highest chance of cashing today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, obviously, there was no video, so we don't have anything on my side to recap, but the day before yesterday, so Thursday's plays, it was a short slate, but we found some winners out there, guys. On Thursday, don't get these confused, these are the Thursday plays. We had Toronto minus 105, that was a 6-0 win. Gaussman was great out there for us, no trouble in that one. We had the under there in that Tampa Bay Kansas City game, under 10, ended up being a 4-0 win there for the Royals. Baz and Lorenzen were both very reasonable in that game. We had the Mariners at plus 102 as our dog of the day. That was our only loss. It was a 10-1 loss. Yeah, just Hancock got shelled in that one. I don't know what are you going to do. But the Phillies, Houston, no run first inning at minus 160 was our massive lock of the day. That one ended up being a 2-1 final score with Houston winning, but no run scored in the first inning was exactly what we wanted. So a nice 3-1 day there on Thursday. Nothing on Friday because that was a day off. We were traveling. We were away from our setup. Nothing we could do about that. We are back here bringing you that Saturday action. Hope you guys all had a good Friday. Hope you had a profitable Friday. We're going to jump right in here, guys. First game on the slate, we've got the Sacramento Athletics going on the road to take on the New York Yankees. The Athletics come into this game fresh off of a loss there in game 1 of the series, losing 3-0 at Yankee Stadium. Chisholm homering in the 500th game and the Yankees halfway point. That was a very, very solid 3-0 win there. So good stuff there. I'm sure, Chisholm feels good about hitting a home run there in his 500th game. Overall, the Athletics, not having a great season. They'll hand the ball here to J.P. Sears, who's 5-7 on the year, a 5.44 ERA. His last start, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs against Cleveland in a 3-0 loss. So not great, but not a disaster. I would say 3 out of his last 5 starts have been at least decent. Now, going against the Yankees can be kind of a different deal, although he did face them back in mid-May and was pretty good. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run allowed in an 11-1 win for the Athletics. So, some positive history there. The problem for the Athletics this season has mostly been their bullpen. A 5.98 bullpen ERA is the worst bullpen ERA in all of Major League Baseball. The offense has done some positive things, but they've scored 3 runs over their last 3 games and 0 over their last 2. So not exactly swinging the hottest bats. Actually, you could say they're swinging some of the coldest bats right now. They're still 17th in the majors in runs scored. They are still 17th in on-base percentage. This isn't a terrible offense. They've got some very reasonable bats out there like Wilson, Rooker, Soderson, all very, very solid up there at the plate, but that isn't always going to translate into a ton of success. So we'll see what they do here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees come into this one winners over the last 2 in a row. Seems like they're maybe getting back on track. Maybe that's a little bit generous here for a team that's, had some problems recently. They've fallen all the way down to only a single game up on the Tampa Bay Rays in the race there in the AL East. They'll hand the ball in this one to Clark Schmidt. He's 4-3 this season, a 2.84 ERA. His last start was against the Orioles and one of his best starts of the season, although his last 3 have been absolutely incredible. He went 7 innings of no-hit ball against Baltimore. Crazy stuff there. Start for that, dominated the Angels. Start for that, dominated the Royals. He's just looking amazing right now. So we'll see what he can do against the Athletics. A pretty solid team at the plate at times. He hasn't faced him yet this season, but loving what we're seeing from Clark Schmidt right now. No question about that. The Yankees bullpen hasn't really been a problem this year. A 3.50 bullpen ERA seems super, super reasonable to me and has been all year. The offense, 3 runs in their first game of the series isn't amazing. 3, 7, 4, 1, and 4 over their last few is not really looking like the Yankees offense that is, got themselves to being 5th in the majors in runs scored, 7th in batting average, 2nd in slugging percentage. Aaron Judge, it's a little bit hard to say the guy's slumping when he's got 28 home runs and is batting .358, but he's not hitting the ball as well as he was early in the year. So we'll see how that goes. Looking at the numbers for this game, the odds makers think they've got a great idea how this is going to go. They've got the Athletics at plus 200, the Yankees at minus 245. We had a total of 9 in this game. The Athletics are 18-23 on the road, 19-17-5 to the over on the road. The Yankees are 24-16 at home, 25-14-1 to the under at home. I'm not going to take under 9 in this game. I will, however, lean towards the Yankees at minus 245. I don't know if I like it enough to make it the lock of the day. I have loved what I've seen from Clark Schmidt recently, but Sears isn't terrible. He's got some good history against the Yankees this season, so I'm going to probably stay away from this one a little bit because I definitely don't like the Athletics enough to go for the upset. Rolling right along here, guys, we're looking at the Minnesota Twins going on the road to take on the Detroit Tigers. The Twins have actually won 3 in a row, including game 1 of the series where they came away with the 4-1 win. They'll hand the ball in this one to Bailey Ober, hoping he can turn things around for him. He's 4-5, a 4.90 ERA. I say turn things around. He needs to turn things around, not the Twins. They're playing well over their last few games, but he's coming off a couple, maybe 3, 4 terrible starts in a row, struggling against Toronto, the Rangers, the Reds, and his last time out, 7 innings, 7 hits, 7 earned runs against the Mariners, a game he gave up 3 home runs as well. Like, not looking the best right now for Bailey Ober. So they're hoping he can turn it around. Also hoping the bullpen can get things figured out. The Twins bullpen is all the way down in the bottom third of the majors, a 4.33 bullpen ERA. And that was after looking like one of the best bullpens in Major League Baseball there for a while. So things have been all over the place for the Twins. The offense has come alive a little bit over their last 3 games, but 4-10 and 2 runs over those games isn't anything that incredible. I'm not suddenly thinking this team is great at the plate. I mean, they're 20th in on-base percentage. They're 19th, batting .243 as a team. They're 15th in runs scored. Like, I would say MLB average is kind of the ceiling for this Twins offense. So we'll see how that goes as they head to Detroit to take on the Tigers, who are 51-32 on the year. They just lost game 1 of the series, but they won 2 out of 3 against the Athletics before that, and I'm sure they're not too worried here handing the ball to Casey Mize, who's 7-2 on the season, a 2.88 ERA. His last start was against the Rays, who've been playing great recently, but the Tigers got the 9-3 win in that game, thanks in part to Mize going 5 innings, giving up only a single earned run on 6 hits, striking out 5 and walking 0. Over his last 4 starts, he has not given up more than 2 earned runs in any of those games, so a lot of positive stuff here from Mize. We'll see what he looks like against the Twins. He faced them back in early or mid-April. It wasn't great, but that was a while ago, so we'll see how things go there. The bullpen for the Tigers has been solid all year. Maybe not amazing lately, but a 3.69 bullpen ERA definitely doesn't scare me off of this game. Now, the offense, coming off only scoring 1 run doesn't look good, but they scored 8 the game before that, and over the course of this year have looked very good. 4th in the majors in runs scored. They're 9th in the majors, batting .254 as a team. 9th in on-base percentage, getting on base at a .324 clip. Like, this is a very, very solid offense. So, looking at the numbers here, I'm not surprised. The Twins are plus 124. The Tigers are minus 145. We've got a total of 8.5 here. Minnesota is 17-25 on the road. 20-17-3 to the under on the road. Detroit is 28-13 at home. 22-16-3 to the under at home. In terms of a total in this game, I would lean more towards the over than the under, even given these trends towards the under, just because I don't trust Bailey Ober at all. But that's one of the big reasons I'm leaning towards the Tigers here at minus 145. I don't know if I like it enough to put in the pinned comment because of Mize's negative history that he's got against the Twins this season, but it's definitely going on the list as a possibility. The Tigers are by far the better team. I think there's a good chance they bounce back and take advantage of, Ober, who's really having a terrible time right now. Hey guys, hopping in here with a quick reminder. All of our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB and UFC picks with every major sport being covered as soon as they're going on. It's the summer, so it's a little bit of slim pickings right now, but a lot of value is being printed right now on our Major League Baseball picks over there. I'm not the premium capper for MLB over at Stump the Spread. We've got a guy with many more years of experience, some very sophisticated tools and algorithms that he uses to make his predictions, and he's been on fire. I was just traveling, so I wasn't keeping track of what was going on today's games, but I know on Thursday, he went 4-0 on his premium MLB picks. Also, you got to go over to StumpTheSpread.com to check out the free picks that are exclusively posted there and to use our free-to-use bet size calculator. But more importantly, you got to get on the free email list, guys. They just need your name and your email address to get on the email list, and it is fantastic information straight to your inbox every single day. Over the last, I guess sometimes there's 2 emails or 2 picks in each email, but the email picks over the last, I would say 8 or 9 days is 9 and 2. Overall, that's pretty bonkers. That is free information straight to your inbox. All you got to do is get on the email list. So definitely get over there, get that done, guys. It's great to have that information. And you get stuff, like all kinds of crazy stuff, like information on golf betting, NASCAR betting, tennis betting, like all kinds of very interesting stuff. So definitely get over there and sign up for that. Also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing here from me every single day, you can click that little join button right below the video to become a YouTube channel member. Channel members get exclusive early access to all my videos. You get your name up on screen in every video, but more importantly, you get access to our members only giveaways. We'll be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie here on June 30th. We're going to do one giveaway every single week next month. That's pretty crazy stuff. It's free to channel members, so definitely worth signing up if you're interested at all. You can't even buy this Stump the Spread apparel, guys. We haven't figured out how to set up an online store yet, but you can win it through these giveaways, and it gets shipped straight to your mailbox. So definitely consider signing up for a channel membership. But guys, we got a ton of games to cover here on Saturday, so let's dive back in. Next up, we're looking at the New York Mets going on the road to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Mets come into this game 48-35 on the season, fresh off a 9-1 loss, though, in Game 1. They haven't exactly had the smoothest sailing over their last, I would say, 15, maybe 18 or so games. It's been a little bit rough. I'm sure they're not too worried. I mean, they're what? Yeah, tied for the NL East lead there with the Phillies, so they'll be fine. But they need to play a little bit better. They're hitting the ball in this game to Paul Blackburn. He's 0-2 on the year, a 6.62 ERA. He's fresh off of another mediocre start, 4-2 through his innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against Atlanta in a 3-2 loss. He's struggled pretty aggressively recently. They had him in and out of the bullpen, and he just, generally speaking, hasn't looked great. So we'll see what he can do here against the Pirates. Definitely a great team to be in a get-right spot against, but, you got to actually throw the ball well to get right. Now, the Mets bullpen, a 3.40 bullpen ERA, that has not been the problem for this team, generally speaking. It's been the rotation a little bit, and the offense is very hot and cold. Like, Juan Soto's up to 20 home runs now, and that's great. They're 13th in the majors in runs scored. They are 18th in batting average. They're going to have to be better at the plate, especially with Canning going down with that ruptured Achilles. He's not coming back anytime soon. I don't know what the Achilles epidemic is that's going on in professional sports right now, but it's got me shook every time I go play basketball, I'll tell you what. But yeah, we'll see what the Mets can do, but things are not looking amazing right now for New York. So they're taking on the Pirates here in Pittsburgh, and the Pirates are fresh off that 9-1 win, putting up 9 runs for the Pirates. Pretty odd stuff. You don't see that every day. They'll hand the ball in this one to Bailey Falter, who's 6-3 on the season, a 3.59 ERA. He's been pretty solid. Now, his last couple of starts, maybe not amazing. 5 innings, 3 earned runs in a 7-3 loss against Detroit. 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs in an 8-3 win against the Rangers. That looks fine, but he walked 5 and struck out 1 in that game. So kind of weird stuff. Haven't loved what we've seen from him recently. We'll see what he can do against the Mets. He faced them back in mid-May and only went 3 2/3 innings. I can't remember why that game was shortened. Maybe it was because he walked 5 hitters in that game as well. It was a 4-0 win, but we'll see what he looks like. Now, the Pirates bullpen continues to just slowly get better and better. A 3.92 bullpen ERA is actually kind of playable. The problem and what has mostly held this team back is their offense. Now, coming off a 9-run game, that's great. But when that makes you 29th in the majors in runs scored and 26th in batting average, I'm not going to get too excited. Brian Reynolds hit the ball well. Congratulations, hitting a home run. But he's had a pretty down year. We'll see what they can put together at the plate. So looking at the numbers here, the Mets are minus 155. The Pirates are plus 130. We've got a total of 9. The Mets are 19-22 on the road, 24-16-1 to the under on the road. The Pirates 20-21 at home, 21-19-1 to the under at home. I'll lean just slightly towards under 9 in this game. I just don't think we're going to see a ton of offense. But in terms of a side, I actually kind of like the Pirates here. That doesn't feel great to say. I don't love backing the Pirates, but they're a little bit better at home. And, I mean, plus 130 is a pretty reasonable price. And Falter's been solid, and Blackburn has not. So, yeah, give me the Pirates here as a small lean. Next up, guys, we've got the Tampa Bay Rays going on the road to take on the Baltimore Orioles. I believe that game just finished or is about to finish. Oh, no, they're in the bottom of the 8th inning with Baltimore up 18-8. Yeah, Pepio not having a great time in that game. The Rays in general have been playing really well, though, putting the pressure there on the Yankees. They'll hand the ball in this game to my twin brother, Zach Littell. He's 6-7 on the year, a 3.78 ERA. He's fresh off a very good start, though. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run there against the Tigers. Now, unfortunately, Tampa Bay lost that game in the end 9-3, but it wasn't his fault. I mean, 5 strikeouts, no walks, and giving up 1 run in a start. You expect to have your team in position to potentially win a game. So we'll see if he can continue to throw the ball well. He faced Baltimore only a few days ago back on the 17th, and 6 innings, 7 hits, and 3 earned runs. Not amazing stuff, but also not a disaster. So I'm expecting him to look pretty decent out there, even, against a Baltimore team due for some offensive regression. The Rays bullpen has been fantastic. A 3.30 bullpen ERA has been amazing this year. Now, maybe not amazing yesterday, but I think we like, in general, what we're seeing from the pitching staff there from the Rays. The offense, coming off a day they scored 8 runs, probably doesn't feel great to score 8 runs and lose, but over the course of the season, they've been excellent. 6th in the majors in runs scored, 2nd in the majors in batting average, batting .257 as a team. This is a really, really solid team at the plate. Not something I saw coming, but yeah, they're pretty good up there. So we'll see what they do here against the Orioles, who are 34-46 on the year. They had lost 4 out of 5 coming into Game 1 of this series, which looks like it will be a win. They'll hand the ball in this one to Zach Eflin, who's 6-4 this year, a 5.46 ERA. His last start, he got obliterated there at Yankee Stadium. 3 innings, 10 hits, 6 earned runs. Start for that got obliterated by the Tampa Bay Rays. 5 innings, 12 hits, 7 earned runs. There's something wrong with Eflin. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe he just sucks against these teams. I'm not sure, but he needs a bounce back. I don't know if he's really going to get it here. And I mean, when he comes out of the game, are you super excited for the Baltimore bullpen? I mean, a 4.49 bullpen ERA is definitely in the bottom like 6 or 8 in the majors, so that's a problem. And the offense, it is capable of these huge outbursts, like they put up 18 runs, but over the course of the year, nothing close to what they were doing a season ago, guys. They're 23rd in batting average, batting .236 as a team. They are 18th in slugging percentage, a number that continues to fall. Not loving what I'm seeing from the Orioles at the plate. So I'm pretty shocked to see what the odds makers have put up for this game. I'm going to double check right now, but yeah, it's still looking the same. The Rays and Orioles, you can find both teams listed at -110. So that's a little bit surprising. We've got a total of 9.5 in this game. The Rays are 19-12 on the road. That's actually an MLB best road mark. They are 18-13 to the under on the road. Baltimore 17-21 at home, so a below 500 home team. 20-16-2 to the over at home. Guys, I love the Rays here at -110. This is very likely to go in the pinned comment. Obviously, Eflin getting destroyed by the Rays the last time he faced them is helpful, and he's just throwing the ball terrible right now. And I think Littell will be fine in this matchup, and I'm never going to be too worried about the Rays bullpen. So definitely give me Tampa Bay here at -110. This one's going straight to the pinned comment. Next up, guys, we've got a game where unfortunately we don't have any numbers. The Mariners 41-39 on the year, going on the road to take on the Texas Rangers. These two teams are playing right now with things all tied up at 5 there in the top of the 8th inning. So a pretty exciting game there. The Mariners not having the best season, but not the worst. They're in second place out there in the AL West. They'll hand the ball in this game to Brian Wu, who's 7-4 on the year, a 3.12 ERA. He's fresh off another very good start. Did a good job taking advantage of the slumping Twins. He was in Minnesota, went 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, and an 11-2 win. So yeah, his last 2 starts have been excellent. I'm expecting to see more of the same here from Brian Wu in this matchup. The Mariners bullpen, not really a problem, but not really dominant. A 3.78 bullpen ERA, kind of whatever. The offense, though, has taken a huge step forward. Rally going to be in the home run contest, apparently. The home run derby, that's a little bit concerning. Don't want to see a guy mess up a swing after he's hit 32 home runs in the first half of the year. That's pretty bonkers. But overall, the Mariners' offense has just been much, much better. 12th in the majors in runs scored, 17th in batting average, 10th in on-base percentage. They would have killed for those kind of numbers a season ago. So we'll see what they can do here against the Rangers, who aren't having a great time, continuing to end up with more and more injuries. Eovaldi's going to be coming back. That's helpful, but yeah, I mean, 40-41 on the year isn't what you're hoping for. We don't know who they're going to hand the ball to in this game, so that's why there's no lines for this one. In general, the rotation's been okay, but the bullpen, I mean, it's been good recently. I would say over their last 30 or so games, but they've had problems over the course of the year at times. So I'm not 1,000% sold on their pitching staff in general, although maybe that's a crazy pants thing to say. Maybe I should be. Maybe I should be higher on this, pitching staff in general. The offense, though, not good. 26th in the majors in runs scored, 28th in on-base percentage, 27th in slugging percentage. Not a lot of very dangerous bats there for the Rangers. So, like I said, guys, no numbers out for this game. It's a wait-and-see spot, but we're going to probably be leaning towards the Mariners if I had to guess. Next up, we're looking at the San Diego Padres going on the road to take on the Cincinnati Reds. The Padres, 44-37 on the year, just lost 8-1 there in Cincinnati in Game 1 of this series. They'll hand the ball here to Randy Vasquez, who's 4-3 on the year, or 3-4 on the year, a 3.60 ERA. His last start was against the Royals, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and a 3-2 win. Looks pretty good, but I don't know if I'm sold on this guy as of yet. He had a couple decent outings there against the Dodgers, but both of those were in Padres losses. We'll see what he looks like here against the Reds. Obviously not a team that he's faced yet this year, but I'm not too high on Randy Vasquez. This is a guy that's burned us a few times this year, and I am not interested in getting burnt again. The Padres bullpen, that's not the problem for this team. It's 4th best in the majors, a 3.30 bullpen ERA. The problem for this team is where's the offense? They've heard 4, 6, 3, and 5 runs over their last few games. Not great, guys. They're 21st in the majors in runs scored. They are 19th in on-base percentage, 13th in batting average, but they just don't get runs across the plate. So not an offense that I'm very high on here as they go on the road to take on the Reds, who have won 4 out of their last 5. They're 43-39 on the year, trying to move up the standings there in the NL Central. They'll hand the ball to Andrew Abbott, who's having an amazing season. 7-1, a 1.79 ERA. His last time out, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run allowed against the Cardinals in a 4-1 win there for the Reds. He's been really, really good. He did have a weird start against the Twins here recently, but overall, not a lot of negatives about what we've seen from Andrew Abbott this season. He has not faced the Padres, but he has just looked lights out this year. Now, the Reds bullpen has had its ups and downs. They're currently sitting with a 3.98 bullpen ERA, but they've shown that they can be much, much better than that. They've shown they can be a top 10 bullpen in the majors this season. The offense has taken huge steps forward as well. They scored 8, 1, 5, 6, and 4 runs over their last few games. We've seen huge steps forward, leaps and bounds forward for Elly De La Cruz this season. The Reds are 10th in the majors in runs scored. They are 12th in slugging percentage. This is a pretty dangerous team at the plate. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Padres are actually plus 130. The Reds are minus 155. We've got a total of 9.5 out there. The Padres are 19-22 on the road, 22-18-1 to the under on the road. The Reds 22-18 at home, 23-15-2 to the under at home. I know it's the Great American Ballpark, guys, but I think under 9.5 is very solid in this game. I like that play a lot. I don't think either one of these pitchers is that bad. Even Vasquez I don't think is that bad, and I think obviously Abbott is amazing. So definitely think offense is going to be at a premium in this game. I also like the Reds here at minus 155 a good amount. I think they're the better team, which is kind of wild to say, and haven't loved what I've been seeing from the Padres, especially at the plate recently. So give me the Reds and definitely give me that under 9.5. Next on the docket, we've got the St. Louis Cardinals going on the road to take on the Cleveland Guardians. The Cardinals got the 5-0 win there in game 1 of this series. They're 45-38 on the year, trying to move up the standings there in the NL Central themselves. They'll hand the ball in this game to Miles Mikolas, who's 4-5 this year, a 4.31 ERA. His last start wasn't great against the Reds. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, but it wasn't terrible, and I don't think you really ask Mikolas to be too much better than that. Going up against the Guardians here doesn't seem like the biggest test for him, but overall just not somebody that I think has tons of arm talent at this point in his career. We'll see what he can do. The Cardinals bullpen obviously has continued to get better and better over the course of the year, but it's still not great. A 3.85 bullpen ERA leaves some room for improvement. The thing that's carried the Cardinals this season is their offense. 5-0-0, 8-8, 1, and 6 runs over their last few games. Obviously, those back-to-back 0 games is not the norm for a team that is currently 7th in the majors in runs scored, 8th in on-base percentage, getting on base at a 324 clip. Like, this team has a lot of very dangerous bats. So we'll see what they do here in Cleveland, taking on the Guardians, who are a 500 team, 40-40 on the year. They've lost 3 out of their last 4. They'll hand the ball in this game to Slade Cecconi, who's 3-3 this season, a 3.38 ERA. He's coming off, I think that's probably his best start of the season. Yeah, by far his best start of the season. 7 innings, 6 hits, no runs allowed there against the Athletics. That's great. Cleveland gets the 3-0 win, but I mean, I really can't say anything too bad. The dude hasn't allowed more than 2 earned runs over any of his last 4 starts, so he's throwing the ball pretty well at this point. The Cleveland bullpen, not as dominant as it was last season, but not terrible. A 3.81 bullpen ERA. The offense, though, has gotten shut out in back-to-back games, so they are officially swinging some of the coldest bats in the majors. This team, all season long, has relied on Jose Ramirez to do most of the work there at the plate. And yeah, getting hit by that pitch there and missing some time, or at least being listed as day-to-day and being a little bit sore, is not a good look for a team that needs him if they're going to produce offense. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Cardinals are plus 100, the Guardians are minus 120. We've got a total of 8.5. The Cardinals are 18-21 on the road, 20-17-2 to the over on the road. Cleveland 20-17 at home, 19-17-1 to the under at home. I'm going to lean towards the Cardinals here at plus 100. I don't hate Cecconi on the mound, but Mikolas has had a weird knack all season long for getting run support. So I mean, and the Cardinals' offense is just very, very good. So I think they'll find a way to either get to Cecconi or to get to that Guardians bullpen. And I think the Cardinals probably not going to have too much trouble with a limited Cleveland offense. Next up, we're looking at the Toronto Blue Jays going on the road to take on the Boston Red Sox. The Blue Jays have won 3 out of their last 4, including a 9-0 win in Game 1 of this series. Here in Game 2, they'll hand the ball to Chris Bassett, who's 7-3 this year, a 3.61 ERA. His last start, he was dominant against the White Sox, and over his last 5 starts, I would say he's looked good in 3 of them, but the other 2 not so much. So we'll see what he does here against the Red Sox. Has he faced Boston? Yeah, he faced Boston back in early April and was very good in that outing. Toronto did eventually lose in extras, but Bassett was great. The Toronto bullpen taking a little bit of a step back recently, but a 3.63 bullpen ERA is certainly not a problem. The offense is coming alive for this team. 9, 6, 4, and 10 runs over their last few games. They're up to 14th in runs scored, but that's a number that's going to go up. They're 3rd in batting average, batting .256 as a team. Like, this squad has some real bats that run out there, and it can get a little bit scary at times. So we'll see what kind of answer the Red Sox have for that. They are 40-43 on the year, coming off of, what is that, a 6th straight loss? Back to the Valley of Shadow there for the Red Sox. They're handing the ball to Lucas Giolito, who's 3-1 on the year, a 4.53 ERA. His last start was against the Giants, and it did not go great, giving up 4 runs, 2 of which were earned over 6 innings in a 9-5 loss. Now, before that, he'd been running pretty hot, but I don't know if I'm sold on this guy. We'll see what he does against Toronto. He faced them to open his season back on April 30th, and it was a 7-6 extra inning loss where he gave up 3 earned runs over 6 innings. So not terrible, but not dominant. So Something could fall here on the Boston bullpen, but it's not bad. A 3.51 bullpen ERA is fine. The offense, though, 0, 2, 2, 5, and 5 over their last few games. Turns out that trade did not make their offense any better, which obviously that wasn't the goal, but yeah, not looking great. So looking at the numbers here, the Blue Jays are minus 125, the Red Sox are plus 110. We've got a total of 9 out there. Toronto's 18 and 21 on the road, 19, 18, and 2 to the under on the road. Boston, 22 and 17 at home, 22, 15, and 2 to the under at home. I think under 9 is live in this game. I don't hate that at all, especially given what we've seen from the Red Sox offensively. But in terms of a side, I'll definitely take the Blue Jays. They are a below 500 road team, but that's not that unusual. I think they probably have a good time here in Game 2 and take care of business against a very much slumping their Boston Red Sox lineup. Rolling right along here, guys, we're looking at the Colorado Rockies going on the road to take on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Rockies and Brewers are currently playing in Game 1 of their series, with Milwaukee up 7-6 in the top of the 8th inning, but it's getting a little sketchy there, so we'll see how that one finishes up. The Rockies will hand the ball in this game to Antonio Sensatella, who's 3-10 this season, a 6.48 ERA. His last couple of starts, though, he's starting to get it together. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 unearned run against Washington, 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs against the Diamondbacks. Not terrible, and we have to notice the Rockies have won in each of his last 3 starts, so something to keep in mind there. Now, obviously, that Colorado bullpen's terrible, a 4.74 bullpen ERA. That's not great. The offense isn't good either. They had scored 1 run in each of their last 2 games leading up to this one, where they'll have scored at least 6. They're 27th in runs scored, last in on-base percentage, 3rd to last in batting average. Like, this is a bad offense here. So we'll see what they do on the road against the Brewers, who are 45 and 36 on the season. They had won 6 of 7 coming into this game that it looks like, going to be kind of coin flippy towards the end. They'll hand the ball to Quinn Priester in this game, who's 5-2 on the year, a 3.68 ERA. This young 24-year-old's been having a pretty good time out there. Now, his last start, not so much. They're at Minnesota, 3 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 3 earned runs, and was eventually a 9-8 win. The Brewers are 5-0 over his last 5 starts. I would say the 4 starts before that were all, he deserves a lot of credit situations. So we'll see what he can do here against Colorado. He faced them to start his season and was excellent back on April 10th. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm expecting Priester to be good. I'm expecting the Milwaukee Brewers bullpen to be middle of the road. It's kind of been the story of their season. The offense has turned things on a little bit, but not on fire. 9th in runs scored, but 16th in batting average, 13th in on-base percentage. I worry about the offense a little bit in this spot. Looking at the numbers here, the odds makers are very high on Milwaukee. The Brewers are minus 240. The Rockies are plus 196. We've got a total of 9. The Rockies are only 10 and 31 on the road, 26, 14, and 1 to the under on the road. Milwaukee, 25 and 16 at home, 25, 15, and 1 to the under at home. I think we definitely have to consider under 9 in this game. Sensatella's been throwing the ball way better. Priester's been pretty good all season long. I definitely think offense is going to be at a bit of a premium in this game. In terms of a side, I will lean towards the Brewers. Not enough to make them my lock of the day or anything like that, but I think they find a way to likely win this game. Rolling along here, guys, we're looking at the LA Dodgers going on the road to take on the Kansas City Royals. These 2 teams are playing right now with the Dodgers up 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. So we'll see if they can hold on for their 5th straight win in this game, which will be game 2 of that series. They're going to hand the ball to Shohei Ohtani, who comes into this one, guys. I mean, obviously, pitching is not, that hasn't been his overwhelming thing this season. Obviously, what we're looking at have been looking at mostly this season is what he's done at the plate. But in terms of his, pitching stats, we've seen him make 2 starts this season, look pretty decent, but only pitch 1 inning in each of those outings. Maybe he'll pitch 2 innings in this one, but I don't think he'll be out there for much more than that. So not really loving Ohtani in this spot, or at least the pitching situation in this spot, because the Dodgers bullpen has been so bad this season. A 4.24 bullpen ERA. Very concerning stuff here. The offense is obviously amazing, the best offense in the majors. There's no question about that, but I am worried about the Ohtani pitching situation just because it puts so much pressure on a pretty bad bullpen. Now, the Royals, on the other hand, they've just been bad overall, down to 5 games below 500. They'll hand the ball here to Seth Lugo, hoping he can turn things around for him. He's 4-5, a 2.93 ERA. His last start was against the Padres, and honestly, his last 4 starts have been amazing. He's given up 4 earned runs over those 4 starts in total. Now, the Royals are only 1-3 over those starts, but that has not been his fault. So that's got to be very frustrating for Lugo. Now, the bullpen for the Royals has been good as well, a 3.45 bullpen ERA. The problem is this team can't hit the ball. They scored 0, 0, 1, 2, and 1 runs heading into this game 1 of this series where they've scored 4 so far. Not a good team at the plate, guys. They're last in runs scored. They are 20th in batting average, 28th in slugging percentage. Not a lot more to say about that, guys. The Royals suck at hitting the ball. So, looking at the numbers, the Dodgers are minus 165. The Royals are plus 140. We've got a total of 9.5. The Dodgers are 19 and 17 on the road, 18-18 to the over-under on the road. The Royals are 19-22 at home, 26-15 to the under at home. I guess even in this super weird situation, you could talk me into under 9.5. But overall, guys, I'm staying away from this game. The Royals could win at plus 140 with Lugo on the mound, so maybe they've got a shot here. I just want to stay away from this one and that whole mess that Ohtani doing, tune-up starts in the majors kind of creates. Rapid fire through these games, we're looking at the San Francisco Giants going on the road to take on the Chicago White Sox. The Giants got the win in game 1 of this series, 3-1. They'll try and back that up here, handing the ball to Robbie Ray, who's 8-2 on the year, a 2.83 ERA. His last start was not great, though. He was against the Red Sox, 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. He gave up 2 home runs in that game, but did strike out 7. The Giants are 3-1 over his last 4 starts. We'll see what he can do in this one. I'm a little worried. I'm not terribly worried, but it's on the radar that Robbie Ray not throwing the ball as well as he did in the beginning of the season. Now, the bullpen for the Giants continues to be the best bullpen in the majors, and it's not particularly close, so that's not a concern. The offense, though, has been a concern for most of the season. They got off to a weirdly hot start, so congratulations on that, but they faded, and it's been kind of predictable, guys. They're 24th in batting average. They are 25th in slugging percentage. This is not going to be a team that's going to hit the cover off the ball all season long. So looking at the White Sox for this game, obviously a team that's having a terrible year, 26-56. They'll hand the ball in this game to Adrian Hauser, who's 2-2 on the year, a 2.27 ERA. He's given this team some new life. Over his last 3 starts, we see the White Sox are 2-1. He's looked decent out there. I'm not going to say he's looked dominant, but he's been decent, and that's good enough to, really lift some spirits there for the White Sox. We'll see what he does in this matchup. We'll see what the bullpen comes up with there for Chicago. I mean, a 4.18 bullpen ERA. Has them in the bottom half of the majors, but also not the worst bullpen ever. The offense, though, is a problem. They're last in batting average, batting .220 as a team. They're 27th in on-base percentage, 29th in slugging percentage. Just not a lot of positive things to say about this team at the plate. So looking at the numbers here, the Giants are minus 165. The White Sox are plus 140. We've got a total of 8. San Francisco is 19-20 on the road, 20-17-2 to the over on the road. The White Sox 17-23 at home, 23-14-3 to the over at home. I guess given these trends and despite who's on the mound, we might want to lean towards over 8 here, but I'm not necessarily in love with that. In terms of a side, I'll slightly take the Giants at minus 165, but neither one of those are spots that I love. Cruising through these games, guys, we're looking at the Miami Marlins going on the road to take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks and Marlins are actually playing right now. What's the score of that game? Yeah, the Miami Marlins are actually up 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. So we'll see if they can finish that off. It would be their 5th straight win, which would be kind of bonkers. They're going on a weird little run right now. They'll hand the ball in this game to Sandy Alcantara, who's 4-8 on the year, a 6.69 ERA. His last start, though, not too bad. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against the Atlanta Braves. I would say his last 3-4 starts at least have been very, very reasonable. Not against the toughest teams necessarily, but he's thrown the ball pretty well. We'll see what he can do here against the Diamondbacks. He hasn't faced them yet this year. The Marlins bullpen, on the other hand, though, while it's looked better during this streak, a 4.36 bullpen ERA leaves me plenty of room for worry. The offense, they've been hitting the cover off the ball recently, guys. I mean, in their current game, they've got 2, and it's only the 4th inning, 2, 12, 8, 4, and 5 over the last few. Is great for a team that's 23rd in runs scored and 18th in on-base percentage. So we'll see if they can keep that rolling here. Going up against the Diamondbacks, a team with a very gettable pitching staff, they're going to hand the ball in this game to Brandon Pfaadt. He's 8-5 on the season, a 5.49 ERA. His last start was at the Rockies, and it didn't go great. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs allowed in that game. We eventually saw the Diamondbacks lose that one. I mean, his 2 starts before that were very solid, so we got to give him some credit, but we'll see what he looks like against the Marlins. He did face them back in mid-April and was excellent in that outing. So definitely fought somebody to keep in mind, for this game. I don't love how he's throwing the ball necessarily, but he does have success against the Marlins. The Diamondbacks bullpen, though, a 5.13 bullpen ERA. That's rough. 3rd worst in the majors, I believe. The offense, though, is what carries this team. They're 3rd in the majors in runs scored. They are also 3rd in on-base percentage, 6th in batting average, batting .255 as a team. This team can hit it, guys, and that's where the strength of their team lies. So looking at the numbers here, not too shocked to see the Marlins. They're plus 122. The Diamondbacks are minus 145. Total of 8.5 in this game. The Marlins are 17-21 on the road, 21-17 to the over on the road. Arizona is 20-18 at home, 18-17-3 to the under at home. I'm going to lean pretty hard towards the Diamondbacks in this game. I mean, obviously it's the Diamondbacks, so maybe you don't want to go too crazy, but I'm expecting some pretty good stuff from Arizona in this game. I think they're going to hit the ball well. I think they're going to come away with a pretty comfortable win. Minus 145 doesn't really scare me off. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Philadelphia Phillies going on the road to take on the Atlanta Braves. The Phillies lost 3 in a row there at the Astros, coming up with a grand total of 1 run in that series. Now they're at Atlanta, and they're kind of changing the tune there. They're up 11-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So things looking pretty good in Game 1. In Game 2, they'll hand the ball to Jesus Luzardo, who's 7-3 on the year, a 4.08 ERA. He's fresh off a huge bounce-back game where he went up against the Mets and shut them down after getting kind of knocked around there by the Marlins. So we'll see how this one looks, see what he can do against the Atlanta Braves, a team that he faced in early April and was excellent against, but that's when he was excellent in every start. And now it's gotten a little bit sketchy. We'll see what he can do here. Now, the bullpen for the Phillies has been a big part of their struggles this year, a 4.63 bullpen ERA. That's a pretty big yikes. The offense has clearly come alive in their current game, but had been slumping horribly. They're still 11th in runs scored and 4th in on-base percentage, so I'll withhold some judgment, but not an offense you can count on a nightly basis. They'll be taking on the Atlanta Braves, who come into this game looking to snap their losing streak, but being down 11-0 isn't going to help with that. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Spencer Schwellenbach, who's 6-4 this year, a 3.21 ERA. This 25-year-old has been bonkers this year. He's coming off a 7-inning, 4-hit, 2-earned run start there against the Mets, where we eventually saw the Braves win 3-2. The Braves are 4-1 over his last 4 starts as well. So looking at the numbers, you're not going to be too shocked. The Phillies are plus 135. The Braves, with Schwellenbach on the mound, are minus 160. We've got a total of 8 in this one. The Phillies are 21-20 on the road, 26-14-1 to the under on the road. The Braves are 22-15 at home, 22-12-3 to the under at home. I think this is a spot where you actually have to strongly consider under 8. I don't think we're going to see a crazy amount of offense in this game. The Phillies are definitely not going to shell Schwellenbach. Could the Braves shell Luzardo? Maybe, but I don't love that idea for them. The concern here is that terrible bullpen for the Phillies, so maybe this won't make the pin comment, but I think under is live, and I think you kind of might want to shade towards the Braves a little bit. Round into the home stretch here, guys, we're looking at the Chicago Cubs going on the road to take on the Houston Astros. The Cubs and Astros are playing right now, or did that game just end? I feel like that game just ended. Yeah, Houston, a 7-4 win there in Game 1 of the series. The Cubs not having the easiest time. They're still, atop the NL Central. They'll hand the ball in this game to Colin Ray, who's 4-3 this season, a 4.42 ERA. He's fresh off getting dismantled by the Mariners, though, so that's not the best look. I would say he's been okay recently, but definitely not great, and definitely not reliable. We'll see what he can do here against the Astros, not a team he's faced this season, but I'm worried about Colin Ray. A little bit worried about the Cubs bullpen. Maybe I shouldn't be, but a 3.37 bullpen ERA, while it's excellent, they just haven't felt that reliable to me. The offense is also having some problems. I mean, 4, 3, 8, 7, and 2 over their last few games. Like, that's all right. They just split that 4-game series with the Cardinals, so I'm not 100% on board with everything that's going on with the Cubs right now. They'll be taking on an Astros team who does not have a confirmed starter for this game, unfortunately. They're on a 5-game winning streak now. They've been playing great. Their bullpen's been one of the best in the majors this season. The offense is turning things around a bit, 5th in the majors in batting average. So a lot of positives for Houston right now. Unfortunately, like I said, guys, no lines out for this game. So it's going to be a wait-and-see spot, but I will be a little bit surprised if I don't like the Astros here a good amount. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Washington Nationals going on the road to take on the Los Angeles Angels. The Angels and Nationals are playing right now. Things all tied up at 5 apiece in the bottom of the 4th inning. So a very exciting, very eventful, very high-scoring game so far. The Nationals 33-48 on the year, haven't been doing anything incredible. They're starting to get a little bit banged up. They'll hand the ball in this game to Michael Soroka, who's 3-5 on the year, a 5.06 ERA. His last start, though, I would say his last 2 and maybe 3 out of his last 4 starts have been reasonable. I mean, giving up 3 earned runs and striking out 10 against the Dodgers. Even if your team eventually loses 13-7, you at least did something positive. We'll see if he can do anything positive here against the Angels, not a team he's faced yet this season. The Nationals bullpen's been a huge problem this year, 2nd worst in the majors by bullpen ERA, so that's not helpful. The offense, I mean, they've scored 5 runs in their current game, but it scored 0 and 3 in the games before that. They're not putting up very scary numbers. They're 22nd in on-base percentage, also 22nd in batting average. Like, not an offense that's running a lot of scary bats up there to the plate. So we'll see what they can do here on the road against the Angels. Obviously, their manager going to miss the rest of the season. That's a little bit of bad news, but I don't think that's a huge deal for them. We'll see if they can come up with the win here in Game 1 of this series. That'll be a 4th straight win for the Angels, who are a 500 team. And if you would ask me at the beginning of the year if we'd be reaching the halfway mark with the Angels as a 500 team, I would have said probably not. They'll hand the ball in this game to Kyle Hendricks. He's been okay. He's 5-6, a 4.83 ERA. His last start wasn't great against Houston, but his start for that, he dominated the Yankees. So we'll see which version of we get of him here. What can he look like against the Nationals? He hasn't faced Washington this season, so we'll have to wait and see. As long as his back's okay, I expect him to be pretty decent. The Angels bullpen, though, I expect to be terrible. A 5.10 bullpen ERA, obviously a huge yikes. The offense for the Angels, though, has really found its way here down the stretch. They're 19th in runs scored, 29th in batting average, but they've scored 5 runs in their current game, 5, 3, 9, 7, and 9 over their last few games. Hitting the ball pretty well. So looking at the numbers here, the Nationals are plus 110. The Angels are minus 130. We've got a total of 9 in this game. Washington is 17-24 on the road, 20, 19, and 2 to the under on the road. The Angels, 19-18 at home, 18, 17, and 2 to the under at home. I'm going to lean a bit towards the Angels here at minus 130. I don't necessarily trust Kyle Hendricks enough to put this in the pinned comment, but I do think the Angels are going to come away with the win in this game the vast majority of the time. I don't trust the Nationals bullpen, and I don't trust Michael Soroka. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today. I apologize for missing the video yesterday. Like I said, we were traveling, just didn't have the ability to really record in that situation, but do me a big favor, hit the like button for good luck on all of your bets, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description to get over to stumpthespread.com. Make sure you're getting on that free email list. Our guy is giving out straight fire over there on the email list lately. Get in on that while the getting is good. Also, check out everything else over there at stumpthespread.com. There's really good information available over there. And guys, we'll be right back here for Sunday's video. Same time, same place for more sports betting action.